Good morning, good morning, good morning, good people, fellow humans. Today is Sunday, January 12th, 2025. Here we are again at Department of Career Services G.school, where our goal is to help our students and interested people on their journey through this transcendent life. And how do we do that? We do that two basic ways. Good morning, Wadabevi. We do it in two basic ways. One is the podcast that we're on now. Good morning, Diana. One is the podcast that we're on right now. The other way is the worksheet. The actual tools are in the worksheet. The podcast serves the function of week 3, other people outside my skull-sized kingdom, what's out there, creating community, tribes, and the very important thing of helping turn routines into habits. What's a habit? Unconscious behavior. We just do it automatically. We can be thinking about A while we're doing something else. We could be thinking about what we're going to do today while we're brushing our teeth or driving our car. And virtually everything else we do during the day is unconscious. I think they figured it's like 95% of what happens in people's lives is unconscious. We're not aware we're doing it because we create these routines. Okay, so Maria, great. See you there on the podcast. We'll see if Maria will join us. Join us. Let's see. How can I create a link for that? I think I can go in here. Oops. Share. Message. Maria. Boom. Oh. Mic drop. Okay. Sorry about that, people. But here we are. Yes, Maria, who is engaged. Very cool for her. So big day yesterday, but what's our meme of today? The meme of today is, okay, who stole the meme? It will never work. It'll never work. It'll never work. Why don't you try it on your own? Just do it for yourself. Just do it. It'll never work. Or it'll never work. Or it will never work. It will never work. Try that. Just try that for a second. Now there's going to be some people out there. No, you're putting it in. You're putting it out there. You're feeding your brain negativity. No, we're defusing the bomb. We'll talk about more on that. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. What not a bevy? How was your day yesterday? The big day, man. I had a big day, man. Isn't that interesting how we can have inflections in our voice and people can, it's not the words, it's how the words are pronounced. Best day of my life. What? I actually think your birth was the best day of your life. Okay. It will never work. That's the theme. But what is advice from an 80-year-old? What's an 80-year-old have to say about that? Choose your life's mate carefully. From this one decision will come 90% of all of your happiness or misery. Right. Healing. And will be today. No, it was yesterday. No, I think it was the day you're born, because yesterday would not have occurred were you not born. Now, you might not have been conscious about it. And that would be an answer to the question of, what do you think the best day, or what do you feel? Yeah, that would be the answer to the question. What do you feel the best day of your life was? Oh, got to pull this thing out. What is this? Shameless plug. What is this? It's a water hydrogenizer. A water hydrogenizer. Cool. And when you do this, it does that. And it releases little tiny bubbles of oxygen. I guess it deoxygenates the water. Who knows? I don't know. But psychologically, I'm told it's really good. And it kind of tastes good because I'm using the water from the water store. OMG. So, Diana, how are things in Portland? Okay, while Diana's answering that question, we will go to the worksheet, see if there's anything else in there. Today's TED Talk is Blaine Elker's Waiteba. What you think about, you bring about. So this is where the people are, don't say it'll never work. What you think about, you bring about. Don't put it out to the cosmos. Don't throw it out to God. So we're defusing that bomb. What you think about, you bring about. Good, very eventful. Okay. What you think about, you bring about. And one of the things he talks about is, imagine your brain is like a garden. Whatever you plant in that garden and nurture or don't nurture, whatever you do to that garden is what is going to be produced. If you plant carrot seeds, you're not going to get apple trees. If you plant nothing, you think you get nothing. But the world is very interesting. We have this thing called wind and seeds. And things tend to, seeds tend to attach to soil, especially fertile soil. Then they take root, and now you got it. And if you don't do anything, that thing is going to produce seeds, right? And those seeds are going to fall to the fertile soil, and it's going to continue. Life is pretty good at that. Pretty good. Don't need people. So in pantheism, it would be, aha, see, proof. There's proof of God. You have one seed, and over time, it just naturally propagates to its maximum level. Same thing with animals. You'll get as many animals as the habitat can support. Hopefully, sometimes you actually get more. And that tank good. What the heck? Got all these cords falling on the floor. Okay. Let's see what else we have in our hit parade. We have Waiteba. What you think about, you bring about. And when Blaine Elkers does it, he does it kind of like an Egyptian thing. What you think about, you bring about. Waiteba. To get it from your working memory into long-term memory. Right. Why am I saying re-he-he-healy? Ace Ventura. Blaine Elkers, Seth Godin. That will never work. Okay, let's talk about that. Because I want to make these, wait, what happened? I want to make these things as productive as possible. Seth Godin. There he is. Hi, Seth. What up, dog? Hey, okay, that will never work. Check. Anybody out there? Over. My energy must be from the mushroom-ish sort of not really coffee substance. Okay, Seth's blog. This is a good one. That Yes, rock and roll quotes. That will never work. Every successful SNL sketch, every best-selling book, every landslide winning candidate, every single one had skeptics. Someone in the writer's room or on the editorial board or even an investor looked at what was on offer and said no. I remember a Larry David commercial that was talking about, was it Bitcoin or a day trading thing? Something. And it will never work. Or nobody will do that. And there was first he had a wheel, right? Somebody invented the wheel, and somebody said, "Why do we need wheels?" And then there was forks. Everybody's eating with their hands. And Larry David does it in his own unique way of forks. I've got 10 forks right here. Why do I do that? And then a toilet, indoor toilet. And the king says, "What are we, animals? We're gonna do our business inside the house. What are we, animals?" Okay, so there's always skeptics. Someone is always going to say no. Not just, "I'm sorry, this doesn't match my taste," but "I'm an expert and this will never work." We all know them, right? We all know them. Reminds me, Gary Vaynerchuk was talking at a seminar, and he's talking about how destructive your family is to you on new ideas, of always telling you no, it won't work, and your mother especially. So he said, when we have our break, we're going to have our break pretty soon. When we have our break, I want you to go outside, go get in private, call your mother and say, "F you, Mom," and then hang up the phone, or bonk, and then hang up the phone. The people who should be, the point was, the people who should be encouraging us and guiding us to take the risk, the chances to do work that's worth doing, important work, they're the ones who usually stifle us. Not just, "I'm sorry, that doesn't match my taste, but I'm an expert and this will never work." If you're not hearing this, you're not doing important work. Nobody ever says that to you. It's you're not doing important work. And if you're waiting for unanimous approval, you're never going to ship that important work. Okay? So surprisingly, on my shameless plug for this book, nope, that's Roxanne's book. That is a shameless plug. So in my shameless plug for this book, not that book, that's Roxanne's book. In my shameless plug for this book, to people I knew, I had 10 copies printed and was like, well, I don't know about distributing them to people because they're just going to tell me I'm an expert and it will never work. And then I gave a couple out to people and they were like, "Yeah, this is actually good. Wow." So now I have 2 left. And this one I'm saving for posterity because my grandchildren's grandchildren will be able to sell this on eBay one day for like $10. That's an investment. Okay, but I think these are available on Amazon. I'll have to check, but they should be available on Amazon for the lovely collector's item price of $1 million. Okay, this will never work. So what do we do about that? I think the first thing that I do is I ask the question of myself, who is saying it'll never work? Does their opinion matter? Are they actually an expert? To use some Seth Godin saying, are they actually an expert, or are they just somebody who's a critic? Right? because the credit goes to the man who's actually in the arena, not the critic, not the person who's outside pointing out the problems, not the person who's complaining about the log in the speck in your eye when they have a log in their eye. The person who becomes, in religious sense, it's people that are very legalistic. That's the term, legalistic. They're looking for the check the box. In order to get to heaven, in order to be in God's favor, I need to behave this particular way. Now, the fact that everybody sins every day, to those people, it doesn't matter. It's what are you up to? Oh, you swore? You said, God damn it? God dang, something like that. You said, God damn it. You used the Lord's name in vain. That's a mortal sin, man. I'm going to have nothing to do with you. I'm writing you off. You can't apologize. If you want, maybe I'll pray for you, but I'm not going to forgive you for that. How dare you? Satan, I rebuke you. No offense, Satan. I rebuke you. I rebuke you. Well, so I had an interesting day yesterday. Let's see if I can quickly add something. So I'm going to add something to today's link that everybody should have, because you just never know. I'm going to put a link in here. Excuse me. The world's most powerful prayer. Putting it in the chat. The world's most powerful fastest prayer. So if you want a prayer that's fast and powerful, this is for surrender and release. Release and surrender. Prayer for release. Okay. So I would say click on that. Let's see, tell me if it works. Somebody try it. I'm going to put a second link in here, just in case I got it wrong the first time. Try that link. See if that link works. I'm going to give you just a second because we're running out of time. Time is racing. And I got to get to the Lutheran Church. But yesterday I went to the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Las Vegas. And I have to say, as churches go, it was third to the Catholic Church and the Mormon Church. Way better than any other Protestant church up here in terms of the building, the layout, the place, location. Oakley near Sahara and Jones. Oakley near Jones. And beautiful, nice, huge building, large, almost 200 seats, and it was almost full. And this is 3 hours. So I left at about 8:30, got there for the 10 o'clock service. Then that was Bible study. And then at about 11 was the regular thing, and that went to 1. So 3 hours. And they collect there's 3 different collections. So you got to bring $1 bills. It's not like the other churches where it's 1 and done, or 2, the Catholics kind of sneak it in on you here's for the building fund. But very, very, very good in terms of from the filter of Church of the Future. Very good, uplifting, people dressed very nicely, not like if you go into a Protestant church where people are wearing shorts, little boy pants. Most of the men were wearing suit jackets, ties, maybe a lot of ties, dresses on the women. Good message. The message was good. A little bit long, but it was good. And it was more of emotion-based than logic, but that's okay. It was very good. It was definitely worth so I got back home about 2:30, so 8:32, 6 hours. Definitely worth the 6 hours. So very, very interesting in my quest to understand the Church of the Future and what are other people doing now. So with that, I want to say Auf Wiedersehen, people. Glad the link works. Watch it. That's the world's fastest, shortest prayer from a Jesuit priest, Father Joe Riley. Joe Riley. Was it Joe Riley or Joe O'Reilly? Anyway, Father Joe. Okay, and I will say, wow, longest one ever. Thought it was going to be short, but here we go. Got to get back on the peloton. Did my 20 minutes already. My energy must be from my mushroom-ish sort of type of drink, and I will have to say, and cut, bonk.